Hey everyone, this is the 90 Days to MOMA Day 91 video. I want to do a little bit of a debrief and just talk about the project. Maybe what we enjoyed the most, what we could have done differently, what we learned. I don't know, we don't really have an agenda. I just think that doing kind of a debrief video will be cool for everyone, and maybe we'll follow it up like with some live like Q&A stuff. So if you comment down below this video, if we don't answer the question, then Matt and I will answer it. So
are you looking directly in the lens?
I was kind of looking all over.
Okay.
Do you want to pick a spot? Do you want to look straight at the camera, or do you want to?
No, I don't know. I don't know where I'm supposed to look. Okay, I'll just look at the lens the whole time.
What were your expectations versus like what it's turned out to be?
Okay. My expectations. I expected it to blow up a lot quicker. My expectations were so damn high when I came here.
Right.
I was like, dude, it's gonna be on the news. Like, trust me. Shut up, everyone. This is good. This is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same way. Like, I think we started off like getting a good amount of views. I thought it was going to continue to increase.
Yeah.
And I think that something I got wrong was, I feel like there was a certain point in the that we got into the project where like it was just really hard for new people to catch up.
Correct.
And by the time we did those summaries and stuff, it wasn't like it was just tough. Like onboarding a new user, viewer, or whatever, like halfway or like a month into the project or 2 months in was really challenging. I feel like the people that really were into it watched like the whole 90 days. What do you think was your favorite episode or favorite day?
Man, you can't ask that question.
Why not?
Because that's like the question to ask. Okay. My favorite episode was. Oh man.
It's really hard to choose a favorite. I feel like
I have a couple. See, okay. Well, what do you mean by favorite? Because some of my favorites, like when it comes to like life balance, it was like I died during the edit, but then at the end product I was like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So, well, what do you mean by favorite? Like the one that I would show in 10 years?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, the one I would show in 10 years is probably either the one of your dad,
mm-hmm,
or the finale.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say your dad is because I really love the flow of the whole video. I love the story, and I finished the edit thinking to myself, damn, I'm a boss. And I love feeling that.
Yeah.
And then the finale, I think it's a great video, but more so, it just sums up everything. Like, it just does a really good job of, summing up a lot of stuff rather than just what happened that day.
Mm-hmm.
And, I want people to know what we did during these 90 days, and that's a good video to kind of give them an idea.
Mm-hmm. I think the day 67 summary did a really good job too.
Mm-hmm.
That like the second version of that summary that we made.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second on the white.
Did we post that, or did we?
Yes, we didn't post the first one.
Okay.
We did. Remember, we shot it on the white, seamless, and then we sent it to a few people, got feedback, and then we reshot the whole thing on the white.
And then we made it a day's video, or is it like?
Yep, it's like day 67, I think.
Okay.
God, it's just really hard to choose. The video that we did, the Shut Your Trap music video.
Day like 4.
Yeah, the first painting day that we did.
Yeah.
I just feel like that video, if you look at like all the video, because it's tough because like by day 90 my expectations were already like really high. Like the Shepherd Fairy video, Painting Shepherd, overall is like one of my favorite videos. Like came out super awesome, but by the time that came around that was like day 87, day 88 or whatever, like I already had an expectation that it was going to be so epic, and so it didn't like surprise me that much. I feel like with the day 4, like painting the Golden Gate Bridges and doing the Shut Your Trap song, that was just like it just came out so much more epic than like I even like could picture in my head at the time. So I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So
what really helped was that we were having a competition.
Yeah, even though it'd be so funny to go back and watch my edit, because I feel like I just like didn't even, I just cut everything. It was like mine was totally random.
Yeah.
And yours was like strategic.
See, but what's amazing is that I wouldn't have edited it in that fast like motion if you hadn't done your thing.
Right.
Because I was planning on going like a whole different route, but then you were just messing around with yours and it was looking badass. So I was like, okay, let me just see what happens if I make everything 8 times faster and just figure out the coolest parts that sort of connect with the next clip. And
Dude, my favorite part about that whole video is when you pan over to the cans and then it's like slow motion and then the fog machine.
Yeah, okay,
like
yeah,
the fog
that was
machine,
pretty epic.
That was just so sick. And then you make like the fog come and then like disappear.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to bust the fog machine out again. Like,
yeah,
there's some kind of fun
it.
We need to do like a passion project.
I know we used it for day 0 that day.
God, the day 0 video actually was really cool too. Like I really was happy.
Well, one thing that I would have changed. So day 0 was the episode where we had Legos, and one thing I would have changed is I didn't realize I shot it in 60 frames per second, so it had this very, like, not smooth motion to it. It felt off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look back, you can kind of tell. But that's just me being a picky artist, creator.
Well, I don't think that's nearly as bad as the pre-project videos where we tried to do a voiceover over everything. We went to shoot in San Francisco before we had all the gear that we really needed, like the lapel mic or like the windscreen for the shotgun mic, and so it was just so windy, but we had this all scripted out, and so what we decided is that we were just going to shoot the video in San Francisco, and then we'd come home and I would just do a voiceover of all the stuff because I knew the script. But the problem is the way that I talk, I speed up, I get louder, get quieter, faster, slower. I don't have like a normal cadence, I feel, which I only found that out like in that particular case where I'd be talking about San Francisco, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, hey,
there's a MOMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad.
And just me trying to do the voiceover over it was just so challenging.
Yeah,
that was tough.
90 days to MOMA gets extended by 60 days. Becomes 150 days. What steps would you be making right now? Like in the next week?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question.
I know.
I think I would finish the paintings of all the employees at MoMA that have been there over 10 years. And I would take it to MoMA as a peace offering to say, sorry about the flash mob and all the security stuff, guys.
They don't like you.
But here's a bunch of paintings. No, that's a really good question. I think, I mean, looking back now, I do think that maybe like going after Neil or even Robert, I still think would be great people to have in our network. But I think that rather than a very, very like super top-down approach through like introductions or this and that, like trying to get more people all across the board on the MoMA staff like rooting for us.
Yeah.
Another thing, if I could change it, is I would be more polarizing, I think. Because I think that if we could get more...
Same.
So, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess to answer your question, I think I would focus the next 2 weeks or 60 days on making as many MoMA employees fans of the project, rooting for the project to be successful, rather than just like rooting for it to be over.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, looking back, something we could have done differently was day 1, we go to MoMA and we meet an employee in the elevator that is a huge fan of us.
Right.
And I think we left that thinking to ourselves, oh wow, a lot of SF MoMA employees already watched that. We got that group of people checked off. Mm-hmm. You know, like we didn't pursue employees anymore after that. And honestly, we would just tell people that asked us, oh yeah, a bunch of employees watch us. I mean, which might be true, but we just never pursued it after that woman said, oh yeah, I watch it. Mm-hmm. And a couple other people. Mm-hmm. So maybe we got complacent? I don't know. Aside from you growing as an artist, which everyone has seen, how have you grown because of this project? And the reason why I ask this question is because you've always been a risk taker. You've always done things to stand out. So how have you changed?
I think that the biggest, most important change to me is building good habits with delivering consistent content. So I've known, I think, for well beyond this project, which is why this kind of project shaped up the way it did, is that like video important